Hello coders, welcome back to another YouTube tutorial, and in this tutorial I want to show you how we can encrypt our secret keys for our projects, either for database username and password, if it's a third-party API key, like if it's S3 you want to encrypt the secret access key and the access key ID. If it's ChatGPT, we want to encrypt the key so that when someone even our code or the hacker tried to view our source code, they don't get a plain password or a plain key, so it's not secure. If you do that, if you type a password like 1234, so you need to encrypt that, so it's difficult for anyone to access our application, even to know our access keys. So let's get started. For this project we want to use what is called Jasypt. This one, we want to use this Jasypt library. We can use this one to encrypt our application properties or our passwords. So let's add the dependence. So we can copy the dependence. We want to use, let's use this one, Spring Boot starter. And we can go to our POM XML. Let's add it here. So let's sync. So we can go to the documentation. So they're saying if you add this dependence, we can add the enable encryptable properties. So just copy this and go to our application. Let's go to our main application where there's public static void main, where the application starts. Let's import this. Yeah. After adding this, there are some configurations that we must add here. We want to add some of the configurations so that we'll be able to use this library. So let's configure it. So we can go to our let's go here. There are settings that you can add. These are the settings that you want to add into our YAML file, and the type of algorithm that you want to use. So here for this project we want to use asymmetric method. So let's go to the asymmetric one. On encryption, let's go to the asymmetric. Yeah, this is the asymmetric method. Asymmetric encryption means we must have a private key and a public key. So with the public key is the key that we use to encrypt our properties, our password, anything that you want to encrypt, and the private key will be used to decrypt. So we are going to have two keys. So these are the configurations. So let's add these configurations. Jasypt encryptor private key or private key location. So just do this. And encryptor. This is the encryptor. And we want to use private key format, and from here there's a format that you want to use. This is the format. So we want to use a PEM one. It's supposed to type DER and a PEM. So here we want to use a PEM. So let's do this. And we want to use the PEM. So also we want to use, let's go there. We must supply a private key. So a private key, you want to use the private key location. So this is the private key that we are going to generate. So for now, let's just copy it and and leave it blank. And we can say we want to add this private key into our resources folder. So here just say class path. So it's coming from our class path, and Yeah, this we will replace this with a pem file. It will be a .pem. So we just say this pem file, we can call it private key. Private key.pem. So let's generate this key. For me, I'm using Linux, and we want to generate this key. And there are a few commands that you want to use. One, if you want to generate a private key and a public key, and I'm generating it in my desktop folder. I'm using MacBook. For you, you can use your Linux, Windows, and you can look. If it's a Windows, it's different like Mac, so you can look on how to generate this private key using OpenSSL. So we are using OpenSSL. So if your OpenSSL not installed, you can install it. So you want to generate an RSA and you say out here, and then you say private dot pem and of 2048. Let's generate this one. Yeah, we managed to generate it. So we want to this is a private key. So we want to for a private key we need a public key. So let's get a public key for this. Let's create a public key. Open SSL RSA. This is the command, the input, and the name of the file, which is a, and we want to generate a pub, which we just say we can add this argument, which is a pub out. We want to generate and then another argument, which is an out form, and the name of the public key, which is the output, the file name of our public key. So we just say public key dot pem. So there's somewhere where I did it wrong. Open SSL RSM minus in, which is the name of the, then pub out pub out, then out form. Okay, the argument for out form, the output form here will be a pem. I left this. Let's put pub like this. So if you go to our folders, we now have a private key and our public key, but this won't work. We want to we want to convert it to the format that being understood by Java to avoid some padding issues. So let me add this command. So it's OpenSSL pkcc8 top k8 argument inform pem, and we want to convert this private to the output, to this output, which is being understood by our Java and Jasypt. So after doing this, we press enter and we can go to our file. We are now have three files, and this one is the one that you want to use. So we can copy. Let's copy this, or we can copy all of them. Let's just copy and add these keys into our resources. Paste this. So this is the private key that we want to use. Yeah, this is the private key that you want to use, but this one, it's of type RSA, so it won't work. So that's why we need to use this one. So this one we can delete it, and this is the public key that we use to encrypt our application YAML, like our properties. So so let me show you how we can use this one to encrypt our keys. So let's go here, and here let's try to implement command line runner implement command, and let's implement the method, and let's create another method just we call encryption public void. I can call it, we are going to use this method for encryption purpose, and we can say, so we use what they call simple asymmetric config. This class, it's called simple asymmetric config. So we want to create configurations like the name of the public key that you want to use, so that you'll be able to encrypt it. So just say simple asymmetric config dot set. We want to set the key format first. Set key format. Set key format, which is a PEM. This one, we generated a PEM, and you want to set also a public key. Set public key. We can set public key, which is a string. So here we can copy our public key from here, which is this is our public key. Let's just copy this one and go here, and we can. So after doing this, we can now use this method called string encryptor. We want to get a string encryptor, which is a new simple asymmetric string encryptor, and we can pass our configuration, which is this one. And now let's print what you want to encrypt. Just say string encryptor dot encrypt. So we want to encrypt the password. We can call it the password. It's maybe the password of a database. It's 1234 123456789, right? So let's call this method. It's 123456789. Let's say this is the value that you want to encrypt. So let's run this. I think our YAML will work. Let's run the application and see the output. Yeah, this is the key that you encrypted. So this is the key. After we will print this is our encrypted password. So just copy it, and let's go to our YAML, and here we just say test password encryption. This encode. So the Jasypt will identify an encrypted thing by this. If your key, if everything is in this, it will know this is it's encrypted. So I must use this key, the private key. So after doing this, we can come here to our application here and add value. And we can copy password encryption. Then private string, then we say key. After doing this, so let's remove this encryption, and then we just say south then the encrypted the decrypted password is this. So after we run this application, we will get the same result, which is here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Let's test this again. So here there's an error. So after having this error, I found that we didn't configure this well. It's supposed to be here, and we can do this. So let's run the application again and test. You can see the password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, which is the password that we encrypted here. So on the next also on your project now, you can go to your applications where we put our plain keys here. You can now add your encrypted keys here, and also here you can use this method. You can go to your method here and try to encrypt each key one by one and update your application YAML with the encrypted key. So now you are able to encrypt your application properties. So let me show you how you can decrypt it here. So this was the encryption method. So here let's configure a private key so that you can decrypt it. So it just says set private key. So for our private key, we can go to our private key file here and just copy the key, and you can paste it here. So let's copy. So in this one, we want to decrypt. So this was for encryption, and let's add the decryption. So for a decryption, we just copy. Maybe you forgot the key. So you forgot the key, but you have it in your application YAML. So what you have to do is to come here and copy what is in this ENC. Copy this key and go here. And this one, this is the decrypted. So let me remove this encryption. So after doing this, we can, so here let's call the method encryption decryption. And I will comment this one, and let's run the application again and see if you are able to decrypt this key. No, here supposed to be a decrypt. Sorry. You can see this is the decryption. So we managed to decrypt the key that we encrypted here. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and you are now able to encrypt and decrypt your application YAML keys. And it is important to secure your application keys such as username, passwords that you use on database or keys that you use on your integrations, so that the keys must not be plain. And using this asymmetric, you must keep your public key somewhere, and the private key you can put it in your project, so you can use both keys for encryption and decryption. If you lose one, you can't decrypt or encrypt again, so you keep it somewhere safe. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, May you kindly subscribe and click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. Salut coders.